I was scared, but this is a very good three-person conversation. It's not a nightmare, so that's good.
It's a very good three-way if I've ever.
Wow. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Hello, everybody. My name is Ryan Applier, and you're listening to Ultra Game Bros. And today I'm joined by two bros, Mr. Ben and Mr. Graham.
Thanks for having me back.
Welcome back. Yes, we are recording this post the Game Awards 2025. So we're going to be sharing some of our thoughts on the things that we saw and some things that we liked, some things that we didn't like. Geoff Keighley, back with a vengeance. Again, put his all into this thing, doesn't ever get the credit that he deserves. You know,
his speech was so sad at the start too.
His speech at the start?
Yeah, he said like, throughout this year, my house burned down, my dad passed away.
It must have been like the Palisades fire.
Yeah, because he lives in LA.
Yeah.
So his house burned down, lost all his possessions, he lost his father. And he's like, but this was the one thing that I could like focus on and like get my mind off things. So this helped me a lot get through this year.
Right. And then people still clown on him.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, the Muppets, stop.
Yeah, right. He's so stupid. So
he is so underrated in what he does.
So the show was good and all, but Graham, why did they forget to announce Half-Life 3?
They must have just missed the video file or something.
Right. They must have
run the board, just clicked the wrong one. And they're like, well, we're dropping the respawn game now, I guess.
Yeah. So I didn't 100% believe it, but because people were talking about it and there was, I fell for it. But
I was putting on the clown makeup again. I'm like, this is it. They're really going to announce Half-Life 3 this time.
Ever since they announced Bloodborne 2 at the last Game Awards, I've needed something else to pin my hope on. So that's Half-Life 3 now.
Right. So I think during the Sydney Goodman Power Hour in the beginning, I've found myself being more and more attracted to Sydney. I'm just kidding. Being more attracted to like first person, like immersive sims or like old crunchy first person fantasy games.
Labyrinth of the Demon King.
Like that, or like the Kingsfield games. Like I'm really intrigued by those and really want to play those. So they showed this game called Decrepit, which was like a first person dungeon crawler-esque thing with some silly looking art style. I shouldn't say silly, but it was like very fantasy looking. So that one did look pretty cool to me.
I feel like you don't really see a whole lot of first person fantasy games. Like obviously you have Elder Scrolls, and then past year we've had Avowed, and there's a few others that are starting to just tackle that.
I really like the idea of just like silly, small, contained experiences like that, where it's like, I know that's like a 5-hour game. And I'm totally cool with that.
As I've gotten older, I've definitely, when I look at how long to beat and I see 4 hours, I'm like, I'm in. Where Angry Joe would be screaming 4 hours.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, perfect.
Well, like now all the games we play aren't just AAA releases. Like there's such a wide breadth, especially with the Game Awards and being represented with a lot of indie games and AA games. Yeah, so that little bracket of game length and style is more appealing.
Definitely agree with that.
Capcom showed us a little more of Pragmata.
Yes.
So when did they first show that? That must have been like 10 years ago, right?
We've been hearing about Pragmata for a long time. I still don't really know what that game is, other than maybe... Do you remember the game that Shinji Mikami made in between The Evil Within and Resident Evil? Vanquish.
Oh, yeah.
Pragmata seems very Vanquish-y, like very quick movement, shooty, robot-y.
Right. To me, it screamed like Bayonetta mixed with like a little bit of like Bullet Hell Returnal-ish. And it said that the demo is available now. So
on
like
Steam, yeah.
That game looked cool. And it was one of those things where I was interested, just like Cyberpunk when they first showed their trailer, just because of the style of it, because this is the first time we've seen gameplay for the most part and actually know what the game is. So it looks super cool. Like there was a moment where you're like parrying or dodging or rolling out of the way, and then like there's a little like mini game on screen, like Undertale style, where you have to like connect the dots in a certain way as the girl to like complete the dodge or whatever. Like it looks like super innovative maybe I shouldn't say innovative, but really cool gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, adding gameplay mechanics to gameplay, just like little complications to make you feel more in control, is stuff I love. So mini games inside of mini games like that is perfect.
Yeah, especially you guys have played Helldivers too, right?
Mm-hmm.
The stratagems
Yeah.
or whatever. It's so simple. It could have just been a button, but yeah.
I don't know if I've mentioned it on the show, but Mitch has some buddies. So if they're watching this, then they're going to know that I'm talking crap about them. But he says, like, oh, my buddies are so lame. They macro their stratagems to like a key. So like they'll press F2 and F2 does up, down, left, right, up, down, to do the stratagem immediately. It's like, dude, that's
so boring.
I know,
That's
right?
the game.
Yeah, right. So like the whole cool part is that you're in, things are exploding around you and there's bots or like bugs and stuff, and you gotta be like, and then you successfully do the thing, and sometimes you don't and it screws up, and that's the whole point. So like that goes back to our conversation on skill-based matchmaking, which is like, why rid yourself of that, what the game
Why
is
take the fun away?
Yeah, what the game is wanting you to do and experiment. And anyway, yeah, that's Pragmata. So yeah, that looks cool. Capcom was like everywhere in this show.
Oh yeah, there are probably places you weren't expecting to. We'll get to that a little later.
I read somewhere that 30 seconds in this show was around $450,000.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's
the
like,
prices were astronomical.
Yeah.
Some of those spots were like 7-digit
right
price tags.
So it's like when there was a trailer for a game that had a cutesy art style. It was the one where you're playing as the grandma lady with the chicken feet.
Oh yeah. Hold on, I wrote that down. That's one of my highlights of the show.
Yeah.
Not lying.
It has chicken foot in the
Coven of the Chicken Foot.
Yes. So really unique looking game. But that trailer, I believe it was that trailer, started out with like 30 seconds of just like the creature, it's like Ico, where like you have a character following you, or Last Guardian even, where there's a character following you around. Anyway, just like them like slowly walking up to like the fire, like the campfire. Like, I'm like, dude, this is like, there's 10 grand, there's 20 grand, there's 30 grand, there's like I was just thinking like, you could probably have trimmed some of this stuff up to save you some money, but they're
It's
trying
like
to sell.
Kanye's Super Bowl commercial.
Yeah, right.
He's like, I spent all the money on the commercial.
So we got shoes. It's like, you probably could have saved money by cutting out some moms there.
Easy.com.
Do you know who's at that studio, and I assume a higher up at that studio who's working on that game?
Yeah, who did they mention that?
Bruce Straley, former Last of Us and Uncharted 4.
It's
Yes.
that game, yeah. They
Yeah.
mentioned the lineage he had going into that studio. A lot of times when it's like well, for me it was Evolve, the makers of Left 4 Dead. It's like,
Right.
to me, making a game, just like making a movie or whatever, is so right place, right time, lightning in a bottle to make something great. So there are people like Ken Levine or Shinji Mikami who have done it again and again, but I don't think there are a lot of people like that they can do something totally new with a totally new studio and totally new group of people, and it's gonna be good again. Like, look at the Evil Within 1 after he did Resident Evil 4, where it's like, it's the same kind of game, but it's so inferior to Resident Evil 4.
Yes. Bradley the Badger.
I got nothing on that one.
I saw it and I was like, man, I wish they'd make another Little Big Planet.
Yeah, right.
It looks cool.
Yeah, it was like a genre shifting, and also like you're like gamifying like in the game. I thought at first it was like the character is reminiscent of like Conquer, like very fourth wall breaky.
Yeah,
and,
kind of meta.
Yeah. But then like they're jumping in between genres, and like you can control. I don't really know what the game is, which is why I was so intrigued, and the art style between the different genres was intriguing.
Yeah, that's why I definitely want to hear more about, but I don't know. The concepts they had on display looked cool. If they can execute them in a way that's fun,
whatever,
I'd definitely be on board.
Whatever the concepts are, the Expedition 33 opening number that they did.
Oh.
And I know you haven't played the game, right?
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of that tonight.
Yes. Well, same. I guess
I played a lot of these games.
Yes, we should probably mention that. At least for me, I played a lot of games this year. I did not play a lot of games that came out this year.
I have a pretty solid top 10 of games that came out this year, and a lot of them were nominated and won things. Like, spoiler alert, my game of the year was Expedition 33. but Ghost of Yotei, I think, was very underrepresented last night.
Yeah, I felt bad because there were categories where some games like Ghost of Yotei and what was another big one?
Hades 2.
Yes, Hades 2.
Silksong
And
even?
Silksong came out this year and won one award, and it wasn't even an on-stage award.
Mm-hmm.
So like everything just got so shafted
Oh.
because a titan like Expedition 33 came out this year.
Yeah.
Maybe we should come back to this, but the off air and like the just how they actually do the awards at the Game Awards is a problem I've had for the last few years. But
Right, they do that at the Oscars too.
I know that's always my
Fuck
comparison. But at least the Oscars, they're not like showing like trailers and a bunch of new things for upcoming stuff. At least the
Right.
whole night is
is
dedicated
just that.
to the past year, essentially.
It should be mentioned. I think this was the longest show that they've ever had. It was like 4 hours long.
4 hours.
This happened to me last year when I was watching this. I was just on a Discord call with some friends and we were just all watching at the same time. Last year, multiple times throughout the call, we're just like, how long is this going on for? And last night was the same thing.
I didn't
Like,
feel that as bad this year.
Mhm.
Maybe it's
Well-
because I was skipping.
Right,
Oh,
I did.
Yeah,
I
I
did
would-
not watch it live.
Yeah,
so
I was watching live, so I was like, how long are you going to keep me here, Jeff?
About halfway through, I caught up, and there would have been some skipping as well later
So
on.
people
too.
will say, Jeff's a sellout. He did it for more ad space, but he did do it for more ad
Right.
space. But to pay for the 400-foot screen
for the
that was-
4 hours, like
Yeah.
when they revealed Divinity Original Sin 3 or whatever it's called.
Well,
like,
it's just Divinity. Like, I don't
or
think
is
they
it
announced.
Divinity 3?
I don't think they announced which it is because
Oh.
there's. To my knowledge, there's Divinity and then there's the Original Sin like spinoff, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so real quick, Divinity is like Larian's. It's their own home. It's their setting for their
Mhm.
fantasy games, essentially.
Oh,
right?
like D&D's or
Their
Wizards.
Mortal Realms.
Yeah,
Yeah, so Divinity is Larian's fantasy setting, and they've done so many games in that setting. Like the first one was Divine Divinity, which was I think an action or an isometric RPG. And then there's the Original Sin, which is most similar to the Baldur's Gate 3 game that just released, where it's in that kind of style.
Does Baldur's Gate take place in the same universe too?
that is a I don't know if it's Mortal Realms. That does take place in one of the D&D realms.
Okay.
So yeah, Divinity is just like their setting, and I read an interview today with one of the lead devs. They said you don't need to play Divinity Original Sin 1 or 2, but those who have played those two games will have
Yes.
a better understanding of the world. So I don't know if it's going to be Divinity, or I don't know if it'll be Original Sin 3, but it will be somewhat related to those two.
Also, that was what the obelisk was for, the big
Yeah.
statue in the Mojave Desert. But
Mm-hmm.
very graphic trailer.
I was
Like,
going to mention that.
so I'm not a prude for violence or anything, but sometimes old man me is like, this is really graphic. Like there's people having sex and there's like
A man
dudes
melting.
flesh
You
melting.
didn't like
and-
that dude throwing up into the pig's mouth?
yes, like
That shit was awesome.
it was so grotesque. It was like, what is happening? And then like they had the Diablo 4 DLC, and usually Diablo and Blizzard has like really high quality CG trailers for their stuff too. But even that was just like, that's nothing compared to what we just saw with the Divinity thing.
That might be the most grotesque trailer I've ever seen at any
Ever.
award like this. Ever.
Yeah, like
if anything ever has come close
with
to
like
that.
2 million people
Like,
watching live. Or
Maybe the Callisto Protocol. That had the one
Yeah, but,
where
like-
the tentacle like went through the guy's eye and like,
Yes.
split his head open.
something. This has to take.
I mean, this was
take-
crazy. That's the only thing I can even think of.
Yeah, I was.
is the
I'm just.
Callisto
I don't know. I was
Protocol.
just thinking like, so kind of a lot.
And then you had all that, and that's like, well, what is this? And then you had the Larian logo right at the end with the silly, stupid
Yes, with the doing.
dart on the helmet.
Right.
I was like, oh, okay, I'm
Yeah,
ready for that.
I think my guess when I was watching it, I assumed it was Larian by the end of the trailer, just from all the elf folk and stuff like that. But it was either that or Diablo. And then Diablo ended up showing up anyway, so that was funny.
When it first started, we were like, oh, is this the new Fable? Are they showing off? Is this finally Fable 4 they're showing
Yeah.
off? And that's the one I was like, this is not
No,
Fable.
probably not. Anyway, what I was trying to say was Expedition 33's opening number was really nice. That's where I was trying to go. And then they dropped the pedals of the gommage. I was like, oh my God.
And if there was ever like, it's gonna win every award that it's nominated for, like,
Everybody on the planet knew that it was going to be a clean almost a clean sweep for Expedition 33. They lost, I think, one category that they were nominated for to Wuthering Heights. Is that what it is?
Oh, Wuthering Waves.
Wuthering Waves.
Gotcha
Oh, it was
game.
the fan vote.
Yeah, that's
Yes!
right.
I couldn't believe it. So,
I think Amber was down there with me. I'm like, that had to be a troll vote.
or
There's
like
no way.
or China.
They were
voted.
offering an in-game item for people who voted somehow.
Oh
so they
my
were literally
God.
bribing their fan
Yeah,
base.
I had never heard of that game.
Yeah.
Is
It's
it a
a-
mobile game?
Yeah, it's a not spin-off. It's a copy of
Genshin?
Genshin, essentially. Yeah.
I was like, maybe it's amazing. Like, I'm almost embarrassed to mention last year when we did this for Game Awards
You're like,
2024.
what is Bilateral?
Yeah, we're like, what's that stupid card game that ended up being my second favorite game of that year, and then is like one of my favorite games of all time.
That's
But
essentially me right now. I'm like, what is this stupid French game that just set records at the Game Awards?
I'm so glad I went out of my comfort gaming zone to try Expedition 33 because it's totally not the kind of game I normally play with, like a turn-based RPG. But it is one of the best games I've ever played in my life.
Yeah, I didn't mention it when you first were sharing like your backlogged Game of the Year list. But when I saw Expedition up there for your list, I wanted to ask, are you sure? That's yours?
Did you type? Is that a typo? You meant to say Black Ops 7?
Black Ops 33. I thought that's how many there were.
I've just lost all count. I've lost all reality.
When we were watching the Xbox showcase where they first showed Expedition 33, and I was like, oh, it's like action. What do you call that? It's a turn-based, but it's where you have actions in between. I don't.
Yeah.
There's a word for that.
Whatever
I was
it's
like,
called.
it's just
like not active time, I think.
yeah, active turn-based combat is what it is.
And I was like, skip.
And I was like, it looks like Paper Mario. That looks cool. But then I didn't really think. I took note of it when we were watching that show, because usually when we watch these shows, like all of us do, we write down like, oh, that game's cool. Let me put it on my list to look out for. And then suddenly this happens. So
suddenly it's in my top 20 of all time.
yeah. Are you planning on playing it at some point?
All right. So here's the reason I put off playing it so long
'Cause you're a
already.
hipster.
No, if I was a hipster, I would have played it before it got super popular.
Right.
But like right when it first released, it was found that they still had those what's the word I'm looking for? The non-finalized AI generated assets placeholders. They had AI placeholders in there, and that just put a sour taste in my mouth.
Hipster.
I hate AI so much that I didn't even want to play it, didn't want to give it a time of day. And they have, to their credit, they went back and replaced it with the final asset.
Where was the AI?
It was just a decal of a bunch of posters on walls and on like poles and stuff like that.
You're saying in game,
In-game,
in the
though,
trailers
yeah.
that they originally showed for the game.
Not in the trailers. It was after the game had released
Oh,
that people found it and they were like, "Hey, what's this?"
I didn't hear
I
about
see.
that at all.
I didn't know about that either.
It's
Well,
not
they
my
would-
favorite game of the year anymore.
Like I said, they were quick to go in and remove it, but at the time I was just like, I don't want to mess with that now. And
So they had it in there during development and then they were like, oops, we forgot to take that one out, and they redid it.
that's at least, yeah. I don't know
The
if the devs
assumption.
have said anything about it, because I wanted to look it up before coming to the show tonight. I couldn't find anything from the devs themselves, but people noticed it, and then it was removed shortly afterwards.
Well, now I need to ask the Destiny fanboy how he feels about all of the marathon stolen.
Hey, that's at least good old fashioned plagiarism, where it's an artist stealing from another artist, not a machine stealing from an artist.
Good old-fashioned.
And I knew this was going to
Good
come up if I
old-fashioned
mentioned
Robin.
the AI. Last week, the devs did meet with the artist
I
that
saw
was
Yep.
stolen from, essentially, and they did settle. I don't know how they settled, if it's just monetary or if they're
Free copy of Marathon.
when it definitely comes out.
Yeah, right. And I'm curious with stuff like that. Basically, what we're talking about is in Bungie's new game Marathon that's coming out. In the trailers, or maybe it was in the betas and stuff, people noticed that there was artwork that was basically directly lifted from this one artist, and they posted it on Twitter. They're like, hey, here it is side by side. This is literally my very unique cyberpunky or whatever style futuristic artwork. And then for a while there was some talks, and recently this week that we're recording this, or last week, it was revealed that there was a settlement that was made. It was not made public what it was.
Mhm.
Maybe that's part of it. So artists got to pay out. So that's cool.
Mhm.
But
From
like
Sony, the owners of
yes.
Bungie.
So you have to wonder, does that decision to steal that stuff Is that from just like a single lazy artist, lazy devs on their team? That's just like, I'm supposed to make this part of this structure. Let me just steal stuff. And that's one dude's decision. Or does it come from, the lead designer, the lead artist in that team? Like, who makes that decision? So like, if that was just one lazy dev, one lazy artist, like, does that dude like get in big trouble and he's out of there?
I'm sure anyone tied to that has been let go.
If they can like pinpoint like whoever, like, oh, you implement this asset, well, yeah, you're probably gone.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they have that much oversight or that much data after the fact, because I think it wasn't until the first closed beta release that people noticed the stolen art. So I think it was in that build of the game, and it could have been something again where it's like, well, maybe they're using it as a placeholder, and then it just got overlooked, and then whoops, that's in the game now. So I don't think it's that, but benefit of the doubt could have been.
Yeah.
Did you play the beta for Marathon?
Yeah, I've played the beta.
It's a real game?
I played the closed one in December because we're all under NDA again now. So I can't talk about the December one, but the one over the summer or early spring, I played that
Wait,
one.
are you
too.
serious?
Yeah.
Is it fun?
I like it so much.
Really?
He can't say if it's fun.
It's
Wait, what do you mean you're under an NDA?
the one that happened in like April or May, the first super public one. I got into that. There was no NDA. People could just stream it. You could talk about it, take whatever video. And then, like we just talked about, they discovered the theft, the plagiarism. So I assume that's why I'm under NDA for these upcoming ones. But we're not allowed to stream. We're not allowed to record. Not allowed to share screenshots. I can't even talk about changes they've made. What was the worst purchase? Sony buying Bungie or Microsoft buying Activision King Blizzard?
Well,
we can't talk about this. That'll be a whole episode.
Yeah, I'm like,
Forget I said that.
Yeah, mathematically, 72 billion is a lot more than 5 billion or whatever.
Yeah, but
it was.
Bungie,
Yeah, but Black Ops 7 made all that back already, right?
they barely made $72 off of Black Ops 7. It is the worst selling Call of Duty ever.
Is it really?
Officially, yes.
Wow.
Because I mean, maybe Call of Duty 2 sold. Actually, no, because it was a 360 launch
Call
title.
of Duty 2?
Yeah, Call of Duty 2. Not Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Call of Duty 2.
Not Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2? Or
And not
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2?
2022.
Okay. Right.
Black Ops 7 was, and Activision actually came out and said, like, we are acknowledging that this game may not have been what people wanted.
Yes.
And we are no longer doing back-to-back releases of the same
like that's
series.
the solution.
That's the problem.
Honestly, though, like, if you look at Modern Warfare to
you
Modern
can
Warfare
call it
2,
whatever you want.
It's
That's
a little
not,
better.
You can call it, and that does not. No. The name is the problem. Okay, whatever.
No, it's that.
I think you can call it whatever you want.
The development time is what they're trying to say. That because Treyarch's like Black Ops 6, no Black Ops 7. Infinity Ward's Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3.
No.
They get double the time to make it if they separate
They have
them.
like 20,000 people making each game from the different studios.
An
Like,
extra year.
Yeah, they just call it like this is called Treyarch and this is called Infinity Ward and this is called Sledgehammer.
What do you think? It's just one big warehouse of people that they make all of them?
I do. I know that there's like a dedicated team. Like you're going to be making Modern Warfare 40, and you're going to, whatever. Like those are the guys that are going to stay on that. But like those people, it's just like it's like a Nike sweatshop, but of like game devs. Like, oh, today I'm going to be making spaceships in Infinite Warfare 2, and tomorrow I'm going to be making tanks in
World War 3,
World War 2 too. Like that's my theory on that.
I think that's World War 4.
Right.
The math is correct.
I think Modern Warfare 4, which is going to be the next one,
Warfare
is
4?
supposed to be in South Korea, is like the leak for that. That it's still going to have the normal cast of characters, Captain Price and everybody.
Okay, but it's still modern.
Yes, it's still Modern Warfare 4.
I don't know, whatever, man. And that doesn't even make sense too, because like isn't Black Ops 2? You always make us talk about Call of Duty in every one of these shows. Isn't Black Ops 2 in 2025?
Is it 2025?
I'm almost certain it is, and I know nothing about Call of Duty.
I think it's, well,
It's been so long I can't say.
which one? Because Black Ops 2 has Nuketown 2025, but that just seems so crazy because there's like flying
think that might be
cars
an
and
answer.
stuff in Black Ops 2, and it was released in 2012.
it takes place in 2025. So that's Modern Warfare now, dude. So like, what does it even mean? That's
there is no meaning.
That is retroactively Modern Warfare.
Oh no!
And you know what? Like the old Call of Duties that took place in World War II, those don't have a chance to catch up and
wait
be
until
Modern
Black Ops 3 comes out in real time. That's like 2040, and people are like wall jumping and boost jumping.
Yeah, and like
around
Infinite
corners
Warfare and like Advanced Warfare, like we'll catch up to that, and that'll be Modern Warfare. So like Modern Warfare's got to keep up, but like they can't Are they all in the same universe?
Yes, because
Cold
War
so if
ties
it's
Modern Warfare into the Black Ops universe.
So then if it's 2025 in Modern Warfare 4, that takes place at the same time as Black Ops 2, where there's spaceships and rocket cars. So what do you do there?
They're in separate realities. They're in different countries. Like, because you're in South Korea in Modern Warfare 4. You're not in LA, because that's where Black Ops 2... Remember the level in Black Ops 2? When you're on the highway and you're going through and you're trying to get Menendez?
I think I do,
See?
actually.
That different. South Korea's a little behind the curve compared to the United States.
Okay. Thank you for that explanation.
You're welcome. I'm always
okay.
here for Call of Duty.
Okay. Well, one thing, back to the Game Awards. That's what we're here to talk about. They mentioned, so new Star Wars game. And then there were a couple new Star Wars games, actually, but they're showing this new Star Wars game, and then it's called Star Wars Fate, and then slowly fades in of the Old Republic.
That is such a cool reveal.
And
I don't even care about that stuff, but I love reveals like that, where it's like...
Where it's got
new,
a legacy.
But then here is how it ties into the thing you love.
How did you guys feel about the Muppet presence this year?
I wish Disney would let the Muppets out of the fucking dungeon for more than once a year. Like they're getting rid of the Muppet world in actual Disney World. I wish
Are they really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I think it's being replaced with like a Monsters Inc. land. But they're giving the Rock and Roller Coaster to the Muppets instead of Aerosmith, so small victories.
That's good.
And like I said, they get to show up at the Game Awards once a year.
They do need to have more Muppets. This is not gaming related, but they need to have more Muppets like crossover. Like they used to do Muppets movies, like Muppets. So like, why are there not like Muppets Star Wars movies or stupid things like that? I would watch that.
And why are they only at the Game Awards?
Only.
Like, why is Geoff Keighley the sole owner of?
Well, I
the
think
Muppets?
it was implied that Geoff Keighley and Miss Piggy are in a romantic relationship, so maybe it has something to do with that.
I thought the song they did was fun. It actually felt like ad-libbed when clearly it was super rehearsed. Like, it just felt fun to watch.
Yes.
Geoff Keighley did a fake out where he's like, we got an industry icon, someone who I'm like lucky enough to call my friend.
Yes, I knew it because they were
Miss
building up.
Piggy.
Yeah, they were building up for the joke for Kojima, like somebody call my friend in. Yeah, and then
So that was so good.
That was a good one.
Which I don't know if we should talk about right now, but zero Kojima presence, both award-wise and just at the presentation.
There was at least one shot of him in the audience.
Okay.
So they had to at least put him. He is here.
It was when Expedition 33 won Game of the Year. It was its 9th award at that time, and Kojima went like literally like, okay.
Did he really?
He made like a gesture like, okay.
Oh, that's
like,
funny.
of course.
Yeah,
because
that's another one where it's like these huge auteur games totally shafted by Expedition 33 just sweeping the whole show.
As far as what was nominated for Game of the Year, I don't think anything even stood a chance.
Silk Song, perhaps. I haven't played it. I haven't played anything.
I mean, or
Expedition
Hades
33,
2,
so.
which is also super revered in its
Jasmine told
community.
me something like she saw something funny online where it's like people consider Hades 1 a 10 out of 10, which I would say is probably an acceptable assessment. I'd say it's closer to 9 for me, but they're like Hades 2 is somehow better, so it's like an 11 out of 10 or something like that. So
that's funny because once the game had been out for a little bit, I saw a lot of people souring on Hades 2 story specifically. So I'd see people being like, yeah, you gotta still play it. It's still super fun to play. Just ignore the like back half of the story.
So apparently they changed they like Mass Effect 3 to the ending because like people did not like that in the beta or whatever it was that was available for a year and a half before the final release. So apparently they changed something with the story in the end of the game for the final release.
In 20 years when I finally beat both those games, I'll finally be able to see for myself.
Well, see, I'm the same way. Like new games for me are like from 2022 and 2023. Like that's how I play. Like when they're $30, that's what I'm playing.
I like keeping up. Like I love going into the Game Awards and having like I played 3 of the 6 games that are nominated and feeling strong for one. where last year, and now you can actually join this conversation of Silent Hill 2 remake being completely
Robbed.
shafted.
Definitely
last
robbed.
year. With, I mean, I loved Astrobot. Don't get me wrong.
I haven't played that, so I can't.
It's
I
a
hate
fantastic
Astrobot.
game. It's
No!
Astro's Playroom, even better. But Silent Hill 2 remake going into the Game Awards, I was like, this is by far the best game this year and one of the best horror games I've ever played. So going in and having an opinion like that, where someone like you, who it's like, I played Expedition 33, and that's all I know.
Yeah. Don't make me sound
It's
so
not as
stupid.
fun.
Hey,
God.
you've played more than me regarding the actual Game of the Year contenders.
Right. Yeah, the only other 2025 release games I played were like teeny tiny games. Like I played Mouthwashing. That was really
That's
good.
a great one.
That's-
That should have been there in some sort of like indie category, but
But
indie
the
games this year were so
Yes,
stacked.
This was an extremely good year for games. So yeah, so somebody has to lose, and but it turns out the somebody was everybody because
Everybody.
Expedition 33 won everything.
Are there any years you think Expedition 33 would have actually had competition in the Game of the Year awards? Maybe like The Witcher 3 or something like that?
Oh,
Probably 2017 with Breath of the Wild, and there was
Yes.
a bunch of. Well, that was Mario Odyssey too.
yes.
Yeah.
That one was stacked.
For me, 2023 with Resident Evil 4 remake,
Tears of the Kingdom?
Tears of the Kingdom, Alan Wake 2,
Mhm.
Lies of P,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a
Like,
good year.
Dead Space remake.
Yeah.
Like that was 2023 and 2017, I think, are the two best years of
Recently,
the last decade.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Um,
for sure.
But this year, it was just such a blowout for Expedition 33. It makes you feel bad for all the great 8 out of 10s there were that
Mhm.
just don't even get any recognition. Like Ghost of Yotei, I think, should have at least been nominated for Game of the Year. I had a fantastic time. I don't think so.
I don't know anything about Death Stranding 2, but they showed a lot of Leah Seydoux.
She is a huge part of the first 2 hours that I played of Death Stranding 2.
Like they showed her more than Daryl Dixon.
Well, Norman Reedus barely talks in Death Stranding 1, and I played Death Stranding 2 probably about 4 or 5 hours. And my biggest thing with Death Stranding 1 was it was my game of the year in 2018 or whatever it was. And I was like, that was an amazing 60-hour experience.
6.
I never want to do that again because the walking, I loved it, but I'm done. I did it. So when they announced Death Stranding 2, I was like, I don't want a sequel to this. And if they do a sequel, I want it to be totally different in the gameplay.
Just the same story.
Yeah.
Well,
I want the story to continue on, but different gameplay because
You're
I
gonna get
can't
it.
do the
You-
walking again. So when Death Stranding 2 came out and the story, honestly, the beginning of Death Stranding 2 hooked me so well. It's an amazing start. But then when the world opened up and it's like, can walk anywhere, I was like, I can't do this again. And I just quit. Very sad because I love Death Stranding.
Okay, Graham.
no,
Was it?
no Yotei for the
No
final-
Yotei for Yotei.
Yotei. Yeah. Well, I don't have it in front of me because it's not on the list, so I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah,
Uh,
Ghost of Yotei was, and every time they showed it off, it was always her being like, I have to get the Yotei 6. I must kill them. The game is so much more than that, and it's so much deeper and
It's more
cooler.
than Kill Bill.
Yeah, it's not just kill the Yotei 6, even though that is the point of the game. It's so fun. Like, the way the game opens up, it's like, it's the least fun at the beginning because you have the least amount of tools. And the more the game opens up, all the way through the end of the game, it is constantly giving you new pieces to your kit that you're constantly using. So everything new you get is actually useful, and you start incorporating it into your gameplay as the game goes on. So by the end of the game, it's so much more complex and interesting. So the fact that they only say, Yo, I have to kill
Well,
the Yotei
they're not
6.
showing the gameplay with. They're. It was
I
for
think
the
they just
story beats.
undersell
It was for
what
the-
that game is.
Oh,
It deserved something. Like, even if it was best art direction, like something, even though I think Silent Hill F had better art direction, but just something to show how cool that game is.
how about no?
How about,
Because
please? Because, like, Ghost of Tsushima, like, that game got a ton of recognition when it came out, and I think this game is better than Ghost of Tsushima. So it's just sad.
it came
that
out in a weaker year.
It did. Well, that was my 2020 was Ghost of Tsushima. I think it was the year that Half-Life Alyx came out, which for me just is one of the best. That's like top 20 as well. Like the best VR game ever and the best Half-Life game ever, which we could have got a sequel to that last night, but no.
They're waiting for the Steam machine to launch for them to drop that.
That is
That's
the
my
perfect
deeply held belief.
moment that if
That
they
would be
say,
sick.
and the way they should do it is when they reveal the price for the Steam machine.
Well, yeah, when
Be
that
like,
when
Like,
that's
sorry,
when they're like
it's $800.
Steam
Well, it's
machine,
gonna be
$899.99
Yep.
comes with Half-Life 3. Like
that'll
would-
move this. I mean, they don't. That might move the system.
because they say
Yeah, but they're gonna. It's not like it's,
It won't be
it's a Steam machine exclusive.
Can you
or whatever.
imagine?
it'll be optimized for the Steam machine. Like the Steam machine will be the best place to play Half-Life 3.
Best performance went to Jennifer English.
That I
Again?
can't say anything without ruining anything regarding that, but she deserved it, I believe.
Yeah,
100%.
She plays one of the characters, Mael, in Expedition 33, and she's super fun and cute. But one thing she said that I thought was really funny was she said she wanted to make a shout out for all the neurodivergent people watching the show, which is not what I think is the funny part, but what I do think is the funny part.
How dare you?
What I do think is the funny part, and she says, and for all the neurodivergent people watching the show, which is probably a lot.
Yeah, that
I was
caught me
like,
off guard too.
it's like, dude,
Like,
you're calling
excuse me?
out, calling out all gamers on that one.
Is she wrong though?
No, I guess not.
It's just such an odd
You've interacted
thing
with
to
us and our
say.
friend group, right?
She's
Like,
like to all the neurodivergent people watching, which is probably a lot. I was like totally calling everybody out. I thought that was funny. Okay, now we talk about the big thing, Resident Evil 9, and to be honest, the big reveal was that Sexy Man is back.
Leon S. Kennedy
That
is
was-
back.
that was a secret until last night. No
Right.
one knew about
Well,
that.
If I would have known about that going in, wow, would I have been up?
I
surprised.
would not have, would it not been for you. That would have been a surprise to me because I look at the internet, so I don't look at like feed stuff. I just look at Reddit.
I don't
my
know
neckbeard,
how you are so uninformed on some of these.
I'm
topics.
uninformed on leaks and stuff. It's because I only look at I just look at the stuff that I subscribe to. I do not look at feeds. I don't look at social media stuff because I don't like it and it annoys me. So I don't see stuff that I never want to see. I am lucky and fortunate that the way I consume the internet is just the stuff that I want to see.
Well,
on
I'm
the internet.
happy to be here to
So,
show you these things.
Yeah, so
before they're announced.
So I would not have known. Actually, no, I take it back. On Wednesday, I was hanging out with Kyle, and he was like, "Did you see the thing?" so he would have. Somebody would have spoiled it for me, and then Jasmine told me about it the day before that. So it some way would have found its way to me. But I'm like a grandpa when it comes to.
I don't
some
know if it
spoiler
was
stuff.
left in our original recording when we talked about Resident Evil 9, or like the potential of what Resident Evil 9 was going to be.
Mhm.
But the leaks were it was going to be Leon and someone else, and Leon's going to be in a hospital, and the other is going to be in a hotel or something weird, which
Yeah.
is really leading me to believe that the leaks that I've seen for years are all correct.
Yeah.
Which is making me a little nervous because I know based
Stop
on
looking
the
at that
leaks,
stuff.
where the story's even going based on that, which makes me sad, which is exactly what happened with Resident Evil Village.
Touch grass.
I don't want to see these things. I didn't want to know that Leon was in it before last night, but was it 2 days ago? Like the cover leaked with Leon on it?
That and a skin or an image
That
of
leaked
skin.
like a month or two ago.
Oh.
The skin.
See, I don't know.
Pre-order and get the Leon skin.
yeah,
It
I
was
knew
like-
about. That's how I learned about Leon in the game, and I have no idea how I came across that knowledge. But I knew that. And I was like, oh, I didn't know he's in it.
But
Apparently, no one was supposed to know that.
Yes. Well, Jeff even commented on that afterwards.
He's like, what a shock.
Right, something like that.
So we
yeah.
know for sure Leon's in the game. So now we kind of know more what the game actually is going to be, which is going to be a hybrid horror with action. Have we had a Resident Evil game that does kind of a hybrid of horror campaigns and action campaigns ever?
I think there's this.
Resident Evil, maybe it was the sixth one.
I think it was the best-selling
which
one for a
scares me
time.
a little bit.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're getting at. Yes. So I'm going to be honest. I'm very excited that Sexy Man is back. And Jasmine was like, oh, look, he's so old now. I'm like,
Ooh.
that makes it better. She's like, oh, look at his old beard and his old guy hair. I'm like, well, okay, cool. And I was like, okay, yeah, I get it. But so yeah, Leon is sexy again. Continues to be sexy. And the gameplay that they show of him is super awesome and cool. And I think that's going to do a lot for the game for people who are like, my only thing I know about Resident Evil is Resident Evil 4, which is a significant number of human beings. So seeing that it's like, oh, it's that guy from that one game, like I'll do it. Like that sells you on what the concept of the game is going to be, what you can expect. Fun, spooky action. And it's cool that it shows like a shot of like him with a chainsaw chopping somebody up. Like that's such a like a fun little thing for them to do.
I love the fan service kind of stuff like that.
Yes.
Like that's why I love the Saw movies so much, is they, especially after like third one, they exist to be fan service, and that's what I live for. But Resident Evil 9,
I'm the same exact way. After they showed what it is, for me at least, I am less excited about it. I'm sure it's going to be good and all, but like I don't like the whole split campaign thing. It seems like it's a compromise to be like, we are obligated to have cool action, fun stuff, but we also want to do this other thing with this slow investigative puzzly, look around the thing with a flashlight, be chased by a big spooky guy kind of
It makes
thing.
me wonder, is it going to be like you're playing as what is her name? Grace. You're playing as Grace, and then big spooky thing happens. Now it cuts to Leon. Or is it going to be Resident Evil 6 where you're going to you can play Grace or you can play Leon?
God, I hope not.
I hope it's one continuous thing. And the gameplay, which makes me a little more comfortable, is it's straight up Resident Evil 4 remake.
Oh,
if you watch him actually play it, it is RE4 remake, which it's like, that can't be unfun to play. Like that has
especially
to be good.
fan service stuff, like going in between like the police station and stuff. And there's probably going to be some stuff with Leon, like revisiting things he's done before.
But it's not even clear if he is going back to Raccoon City, because I think it's Grace going to Raccoon City.
Well, she is definitely there
wrong.
at least. They have to interact at some point. So
my big question is, with it being the 9th game in the franchise, and there's been a lot of rumors of this is going to be the last numbered entry in the series, then they're going to kind of go in a different direction after this.
Just subtitles only.
Will they kill Leon in this game? He's like 50-something years old. Are they going to have him in a wheelchair going around in Resident Evil 13?
Yeah, with chainsaws on the machine gun. Or chainsaws and a machine gun on the wheelchair as he's rolling
down. At the
down.
end of the game, is Leon going to be fighting whatever that guy's name is? And by the way, it makes it a lot less interesting when it's the guy that's been in the background the whole time that you didn't know existed.
Oh, is that what they were saying with that weird
Where
looking
they
guy?
said his name, and I'm like, I have no idea who that is. Because it was theorized like, oh, that's Spencer somehow, or it's another person that we knew long ago,
like Resident Evil 6,
like Marcus
Simmons
from Zero or something.
Simmons was the one who launched the nuke.
It's like retroactive storytelling of like the biggest person you didn't even know.
Yeah, that's like
was behind the scenes.
The modern Star Wars trilogy. It was Palpatine all along, kind of thing, where it's just like retroactively they're like, that's why this happened. It's like,
and Village is like the king of. Oh, it actually all started in this village. That's where Spencer got the idea from for Umbrella and all that nonsense.
Yeah, and you're finding like cave scrollings of
one day you'll see a caveman Umbrella.
He was this Neanderthal invented the T-virus.
But at the end of RE9, is Leon going to be fighting this thing, and he's going to say, Grace, go, I got this, and he's going to sacrifice himself and end the franchise as the main character.
Those were the vibes I was getting just off that trailer alone.
To end on somewhat of a cool note, where, I mean, I don't think they'll ever kill off all the characters, like Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine and them. They're not going to kill them all off unless they do one big Resident Evil 6 style kill everybody off.
Yeah, I was about to ask, have they ever killed off a mainline protagonist?
No.
Okay, I didn't.
Unless you count Brad Vickers in RE3.
I do.
Dude with the steampunk glasses, and he was saying stuff, and I was not paying attention.
I've been waiting a long time for you, Grace.
I was trying to not pay attention to what they were saying, because like I'm right now, like I don't need to see any more to sell me on the game, but I was still kind of looking at it just to see what was going on. But I was trying not to pay attention.
I know more about what's been leaked than what they've actually shown me. So it's like, I know how it ends, but I don't really. But
yeah, I don't know. I don't think those. Yeah, goofy guy with the silly face. I was like, what is this?
But
is he the big furry Yeti that's chasing Grace around in the hotel? Like what's that about?
I thought it was more cool when it was thought that'd be Lisa Trevor.
Yes.
Because like that's
Yes.
more of a cool idea because she doesn't die in the original.
She does fall into a void Palpatine style. Like,
Just like something like that for fan. Like I'd be totally cool with that for fan
Yeah,
service.
whatever.
Like why not? That she's been mutating for 30 years or whatever
into a
since
big
that
furry
happened.
Yeti.
But I'm gonna take the brave stance that I think they will kill off Leon S. Kennedy in Resident Evil 9. And honestly, I hope they do. Kill off a character in a cool way in that franchise. Because they're never brave enough.
If it does something for the story, yeah, but just kill him for
Not
killing
just
him.
to kill him, but in a cool like way to send him off as a character. Where it's like, this
Or-
is the end of Leon S.
or
Kennedy.
let him retire and live in Hawaii or something.
Mhm.
He doesn't have to. Why does he have to die?
Because it's a cool. Because
It's
they never
cooler
do
if he
anything
dies?
brave in it. Like Resident Evil 8, the whole marketing campaign was like, Chris is the bad guy now, and then it's like, actually, it was a misunderstanding. He's actually the best person in the world.
Let me explain. Now that we've got some time.
I don't have time to
They
explain
didn't
how I
have
don't have time
in
to
the
explain.
car ride to the Transylvanian.
We've
village.
already had this discussion.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, that's
I was kind of surprised to see it was the gameplay of Resident Evil 4 Remake. I thought they might have done first person still to keep kind of like the
it's
how they did the first
You
two are
can
kind
choose.
of trilogies.
yeah,
wait.
it's both.
Yes,
What?
you can play first or third person, which makes me wonder, playing as Leon, like that gameplay where he's like doing kicks and stuff like that, how is that going to be? Unless you can play as Grace first or third person, but Leon is third person.
It might-
That's the
it
only
might
thing
be
I
that.
can
Mhm.
make sense of.
Yeah, it might be that. Yeah, 'cause-
Which would feel like, because I'm going to play Grace first person. Like, because the game is more designed around first person. Like, they've come out and said that is the preferred method to play.
did they say that?
Yes.
Well, then you don't see all the cool animations of like
But
her
I
tripping
just-
down the hallway when
I
the
love
monster
the
comes.
feeling of like Resident Evil 7 and 8, and I really love like the aesthetic of 8 in first person. And then if you put it to third person with that Winter's Pack nonsense, I don't think it has the same feeling as first person does. So
Well,
I
no, of
love
course
first
not.
person Resident Evil. And I'm in the minority on that because most people are like, it was never in first person until now. It's like, did you play Survivor? I don't think because it started a long time ago.
Fans.
But I'm going to play first person whenever I can. But Leon in first person sounds odd based on the gameplay that we saw. Because playing RE4 like that would be so weird.
Yeah, I
But
can't imagine.
RE4 VR sound exists. So
True, and
I love RE4 VR.
exactly.
That actually-
so it's like,
it
maybe
works-
I'm wrong.
It
Maybe
is
it'll
so
be great.
fun. It is so fun.
Mm-hmm.
But nonetheless, I am super excited for RE9. That's my most anticipated game that's currently announced. That or Silent Hill remake. But that's so far off.
Remedy came out and showed their new game. There was a lot of wire work at the show, by the way.
Mhm.
People getting lifted off and thrown around and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
At
It
least
was
two of those.
interesting. I wasn't expecting it.
No, like Larian had people getting
They sent
sucked
those
up.
peasants straight to hell.
Yeah, or wherever that
God,
wherever
I don't
that
think
is.
about that.
And then wire work with the Remedy game.
Control Resonant.
Yeah, so I'm in the minority of not loving Control. I think it's for me it's 7 out of 10 because it had very high highs but also very low lows.
Super
in my
solid.
opinion.
3.5 out of 5.
That's what I would say. I loved the things that it did well, but it did a lot of things for me that I did not really care for. But I guess it's her brother is the protagonist of this new game. Is
Yeah.
that who that guy was?
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't really care for the story too much.
And
in
it's
there.
melee focused.
Yes.
now,
So
which is
I was
interesting.
like, so it shows him. I'm like, oh, it's her brother, like whatever. And then he pulls
Then he
out
does
the rod, and then it
and then
turns
he
into a
does a-
giant warhammer.
He just does a launcher with it like immediately.
Yes, I'm like, okay,
The guy I was watching it with, his favorite series is Devil May Cry,
yeah.
and like he's played a lot of the Remedy games too, and he's like, oh, Control, I don't really care about this. And then that happens, he's like, never mind, I'm a Control fan.
Yep, I had the exact same reaction when it turned into like a stylish action game like Devil May Cry or whatever. I'm super into that. So, and Remedy is cool where that their universe is like just every game they make is in universe. So it's like
Yep.
they can make any game and
Even
it's
Max
like
Payne.
canon to something. So
Mhm.
it's like contributing to a greater whole, even though it's a totally different genre, totally its own thing.
Mhm.
And somehow it still contributes to like this overall world that they're building.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like Control had obviously huge ties to Alan Wake, which had the whole Alan Wake DLC and everything.
Well,
in
you didn't
Control.
realize, you didn't know until like the end of the game that it was like, oh, this is part of
It was it was heavily like talked or like hinted at, and then there's a whole expansion that's like this is the Alan Wake expansion.
Yes.
And then with Remedy, I've always liked them. Like, I love Max Payne 1 and 2,
What's
Quantum Break.
What's the dude?
Max.
Remedy guy? Sam Lake is a cool. We all love Sam Lake, and we all remember his name. We didn't forget it.
Like, I love Max Payne 1 and 2, Quantum Break. I think Quantum Break might be the only one that's not in the Remedy verse.
All of their games are different, which probably helps them in the long run. Like, for people like me, if that trailer was for Control 2, I might not have been immediately on board. Even though I like the gameplay, I didn't like that game as much as I wanted to. But because it's like, it's Control, but it's also DMC. So I am interested now.
Yeah.
So that helps them out, I think, in the long run, because they have all sorts of types of gamers that come to their games, except for the Control multiplayer game, because everybody hated that.
Yeah. I saw that on a sale on Xbox Live, and I was like, oh yeah, FBC Firebreak.
Yeah.
That came out.
I think I have that because of PS Plus or something.
It has to be
free,
a money laundering scheme or something. Like, nobody wanted that. It's just such a weird anomaly.
It's also a terrible name. Like,
and it, like, not even like Control together or something like that.
Control as a family.
Just something to tie it back, because it's like, you wouldn't even know.
You wouldn't even know.
No.
Based on the cover.
God, you broke my brain. You have infected my soul.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys have, but I haven't looked up anything about this. Like, I haven't gone on the Reddit threads to see what people are saying about anything. So I don't know what the consensus is on any of the stuff that we're talking about.
The only thing I know about is Resident Evil 9.
Okay.
Beyond that, I don't know.
So something that I think has a very high likelihood to everybody thinking it's cringy and terrible, but I thought it was extremely awesome, was the Street Fighter movie trailer. I think, okay, so then maybe everything
I thought it was
terrible.
cool with, like, everyone's out on stage with, like, their...
I'm talking about literally the trailer. Like, I thought it looked so campy and cheesy and so like 90s inspired with the way it's shot and like the attitude of it, like how it's just like goofy or whatever. Like, I thought it looked extremely stylish. Like, it could have come out in like 1999 or something. I loved the look of that trailer. So I'm actually looking forward to that movie, because at first I'm like, okay, great, this is going to suck balls. It might still suck balls, but
maybe in a good way.
I think yeah, maybe. Well, that's what I mean. Like, it looks like it's intentionally silly. And then everybody coming out on stage was funny.
Yeah, having the whole, like, most of the major cast
I
there was...
really wanted 50 to come out, though, as Barlock. What's up, 50? Be sure to watch my Diddy. My
documentary,
my Diddy doc that's out on. So he didn't come out. But what was funny, I forgot his name, but that comedian guy, basically saying like, you know who else also here we want to give a shout out to that's here is the cast of Mortal Kombat 2, and everybody cheers, and he's like, just kidding, they're not here, but we are. So like, there's some shade being thrown at that for no reason.
I know. I was watching with Parker, good friend of ours, who's a huge Mortal Kombat fan.
Yes,
he took a bathroom break during that. I was like, oh, I'm so glad he wasn't there for that. He would have been pissed at that fake out.
So funny.
I was pissed at that fake out. I was like, oh, really? That's oh,
he's
okay,
like, no,
never
because
mind.
we care, we're here, so whatever.
I'm all for intellectual properties not taking themselves so seriously.
Yeah.
So just having fun with something like that, I'm all for.
Yeah.
Even if it's not, it's kind of like the Five Nights at Freddy's movies, where it's like, if they're not, they're not commercially received well, or like critically received well.
The difference, I'd say,
but
is those movies...
They're fun, they're good.
Those movies are taking themselves extremely seriously.
Well,
Josh
it's more
Hutcherson is like
the
on meds.
fans.
He's like, oh man, all the
Golden Freddy.
Was that the bite of 87?
Markiplier lied about meeting Five Nights at Freddy's 2 on 2020 mode.
Oh, that's so good. I love
2010 mode.
That was...
We talk about that?
1020 mode. No, we don't need to talk about that.
I'm going to talk about that.
Just watch the video.
Oh.
That was very good tea. If you haven't watched it, did you end up watching that video?
I still haven't watched it. It still keeps popping up in my recommendations.
Dude, you
I'm
gotta
like,
just
Markiplier is Mark a liar from this day forward.
That's all we're saying.
yeah, before we slide into defamation territory.
Right.
I am saying
and
under oath.
I opened with a Markiplier meme too. That's how I opened this show. So no,
I almost jumped in on that.
I'm sorry, Markiplier. Jeff mentioned like 45 times. I think the things that he mentions, like be sure to see the next reveal of the Tomb Raider game coming up and Phantom Blade Zero, and that, like, he always mentioned those every like big ad break.
There must have been
and
huge
Evanescence.
money on that.
Yeah, so like I think they have to, because they had like the big like 6-minute slot or whatever. They were part of like his little sizzle thing that he had to mention every time. So they did, and I didn't expect a new Tomb Raider thing to be announced,
let alone 2.
Yes, Tomb Raider. So yeah, when he was like, we got Tomb Raider coming up, that was beneficial for me. I was like, oh, okay, I guess I would have stuck around anyway, but that did make me want to see when they showed it. So I'm happy that they are moving away from the survival trilogy. I think that's what they call the modern trilogy, which I haven't even played Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
That's a weird one because I liked Tomb Raider. I really liked Rise of the Tomb Raider. And I don't know in person a single human who has beat Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
I think it's the same thing.
That's what it was.
Again.
Right. Like it's going to be 75 to maybe 80 out of 100.
Yeah.
And I think that was kind of the problem, is that it was, you knew exactly.
Yeah, that game had, I played probably 30% of it and got to the point where I'm like, this is not going to have any surprises. There's not going to be anything new. I don't care anymore. So them going more towards the original look and feel of Tomb Raider is the way it needed to go.
I am really into what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Crystal Dynamics still?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, but they got bought by Crafton, I think.
Crafton's taken over. Remember the Callisto Protocol?
No.
They published that.
There was another game that Crafton showed off there.
Yes.
Because I remember watching the whole trailer and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And I saw Crafton there. I'm like, well, hold on.
Yeah. But yeah, so Crafton bought them. But yeah, I'm really into the new Tomb Raider. And then they were showing the other Tomb Raider game, and I'm like, oh my god, they're bringing dinosaurs back just like the first game. And then it's like, and then they're like, it is a remake.
It is the first game.
It is a remake of the first game. I'm like, okay, well that's fine, I guess.
Has that ever happened before where an announcement is 2 games?
Like, I don't think
here's
so.
This and its sequel.
I was going to say, outside of like a Pokemon game, probably not.
Oh, right. Yeah, that would be a good example.
Remedy is one of the only other companies that's so forward with like, this is our timeline for the next 7 years. Like Max Payne 1 and 2 remake, Alan Wake 3, Control sequel. Like there aren't many studio or Cyberpunk.
They're like doing Disney's
CD Projekt Red.
They're like doing Disney and like Marvel's like timeline. They're like the Star Wars timeline release of things, which is just so like, it's like a commercial. Yes. Yep. It's like, yay, product.
I will spend money on you too.
But I probably will spend money on the Tomb Raider games because those look really cool. And one thing that stuck out to me, gamery wise, was that they look like good old fashioned video games. You know what I mean?
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, they do have a very gamey feel. It's hard to like quantify and hard to find nowadays.
You know, like there wasn't an effort to show graphics, even though I love the art style. There wasn't an effort to show graphics. There wasn't an effort to show like a skill tree. There wasn't an effort to show like cosmetics. It was just like, here is like a fun game that we're making. And I really appreciated that. It was just like what we were talking about before, where it's like, I know that this will probably be like a 10 to 12 hour experience. And that is great for me.
Just what I want. A nice, concise, tight game that is good from beginning to end. That doesn't have fluff. That's all I want. Especially from a game like that.
It's amazing because like high school, all I would have wanted were just these massive open worlds we've gotten the past 10 years, but I don't have time for that anymore.
Right.
If I was just like, if I was a Zoomer, I'd be living it up right now. This would be the greatest era of gaming of all time.
I'd be playing every Assassin's Creed game that's 100 hours long.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Old man. I'm like, 20 hours max unless you're like really good.
Yeah, right. Like even Expedition 33, like that was 35 hours for me. It was like 90 or some nonsense for you. I don't know what you were doing.
It wasn't 90 for me. I think it was like 55 or 60.
Oh, I thought it was like way more for you.
Maybe it was. I don't remember.
And like
when I put that much time into a game, I'm not even paying attention to the timer at that point. I'm
Yeah.
just doing everything I can in the game.
I think Ghost of Yotei I put very similar, like 35 hours into as well.
Yeah,
and that's about a cap for me.
I got serious, no cap. I got serious
Full
burnout from Ghost of Tsushima because I did everything. I did so much I didn't even play the DLC. And I did it to myself. It's my fault. But in my opinion, I think we talked about this last time. In my opinion, it's my fault, or it's not my fault. It's the game designer's fault. Your fault, Sucker Punch. For like, you can say I did it to myself, but like if the game is offering that to me, like, is it wrong for me to play the game, like, and do what the game is asking me to do? Like the game is like, here's all these dots and collectibles and check marks and stuff. Like, okay, I'll do it, game. And then like it makes the game sour. And like if I had played less of the game, it would have been a better experience overall, which I think
That's
it would have.
very similar to my experience with Tsushima, because I think I like 100% the first island, and then after that, it's just like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I don't know what it was about that game, because I don't usually get that urge if it's a game I'm having a lot of fun with, which I still was with Tsushima, so maybe that had something to do with it. But I'm not a completionist. I've never really 100%ed any games. I don't collect trophies. I don't collect collectibles. But Tsushima, I did feel a drive to like clear out this whole section of the map for whatever reason.
Well, that's because the game is good.
Mhm.
It's a core. The core of that game is rock solid, but they got lost in the sauce. And to your credit, the first island is the largest one by far. It's
okay.
And there's I think 3 chunks overall. So the first one is by far the largest, but the game is asking you politely. It's like, we're a really cool game. Gameplay is really fun and cool. You can put 100 hours into this game if you want to. And I'm like, okay, I'll do that. If that's what you want me to do. And the game is like, you're so stupid for doing
Why'd you do that?
Like, I can't believe you did it, idiot.
Why are you hitting yourself?
But with the sequel, which I actually have played, which I thought was the one Game of the Year game that I played, but I have not played any Game of the Year games this year, actually. But I haven't beaten that one, but the way I've been playing it has been a lot more. Because I'm not just tackling the story missions, but I'm definitely prioritizing them, and then prioritizing certain like side objectives, like trying to find more perk points, or just seeking out like the new weapons. I'm still collecting all the gear still. And I don't know if that's just because I had the foresight with the first game where I'm like, I do not want 100% this, but for whatever reason, Yotei feels a lot smoother to me so far. But I'm still probably only about 15, 20 hours into it.
Having beat the game, is it the same size or bigger?
I think it's bigger than Tsushima.
Oh, really?
But
Come on, man.
the way it
it
works
was smaller.
is
I can't
there are like
do it.
4, maybe 5 regions, and each one is basically a member of the Yotei 6 is like the leader of that region. But each region plays very differently. Like there's one that's like a snow biome where it's all based on traps and tricks and stuff and puzzles. And then there's one where it's all based on like heavy combat, and there's one that's based on like maybe more ranged combat and stuff like that. Each area is diverse enough that it allows you to play differently, and it never feels old, where Ghost of Tsushima didn't do it. Ghost of Yotei is better than Tsushima.
I believe
I'll
it.
stand
It's
on
just
that.
I have to get all of the shiny things. I
I
have to
did
do it. I
not
gotta do it.
platinum Yotei or Tsushima, and I think that's the way to play those games. Really,
Right.
the
Well,
only
then
stuff,
that's their fault. That's what
Well,
I'm saying. That's why
it's too long.
It's like-
to do everything,
that-
and
yeah.
that's the crux of the problem. The only games that I really do that for now is like Resident Evil, like all 100% stuff like that. But
well,
unless
that's
I-
a lot more. That's much easier to accomplish.
Well, like
easier is and more realistic. To
like Resident
accomplish.
Evil Village is like 25, 30 hours to do everything. You have to play through the game
Yeah,
like
it's
7 times. But even
That's just too big.
playing
Games are too big. Games don't need. You don't need to make your game so big.
smaller and tighter and more concise is always more appealing to me. A great 8-hour game is I'll take that any day over a 30-hour experience.
And I have to imagine that would tone down a whole lot on dev time too, because like
And
the
money.
timeline for games nowadays, like
It's not even funny anymore. man.
Something like Ragnarok, where it's like maybe 20 hours long, like that is perfect.
And I think Expedition 33 getting all the accolades and commercial success too from the accolades, and that's all tied together. That game cost under 10 million according to the devs. So I think seeing the success of that game might turn the tides for AAA devs to be like, okay, maybe we can chill out a little bit. But it's just been ballooning and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So I don't know. Maybe this is what's going to kind of shift the industry a little bit, is seeing the success of a double A game.
Yeah, and even it being 35 hours for me, it felt like a much grander experience than a lot of, like even like Death Stranding, that was 60 hours long for me. Like it felt like a bigger game, even though it's much shorter.
But a lot of those 60 hours were nap time, right? As you're holding
Even for
forward
me,
on
yeah.
the control stick.
Collecting ore to build roads.
oh my god.
One thing that totally, and Geoff said, you will not see this one coming. Take a look. Was weird first-person game really cool aesthetics. I was like, this looks awesome. The Forest 3.
Oh my
Yes.
god,
I
yeah.
was like, what? What the heck is this? So for those that haven't played, Forest 1 and 2, which is called Sons of the Forest, are crafting survival games, but and they are very clunky and very sloppily made, but they are, at least the first one, are good enough, like very fun, well done in the genre. And the first one got a decent following. The second one famously had a very bad launch, and I think to this day they haven't fixed it a lot. So there's a lot of animosity with this third game coming out. I did read about this one. Because people were like, wow, they have a third one coming out and they haven't even finished the second one yet. Even though it's officially been released, I think.
Sometimes devs have to just cut their losses and move on.
Yeah, the second game, there was an overall like, okay. And in our group that we play, we kind of had that feeling too, where it's like, it just wasn't there kind of thing. But nonetheless, this being a totally different thing and doesn't look to be a survival game was intriguing. And them calling it just like Forest 3, like dropping the too, like it's just like they're trying to make it like a thing. So that was very surprising to see.
Yeah, between dropping the from the title and then just kind of how sci-fi it looked, I did have to
Yes.
check after I saw. I was like, is this related to The Forest?
Yes.
And yeah, sure enough, yeah.
Right. So apparently that has to do with the ending of Sons of the Forest, which I did not experience, but the Forest 1 is worth playing, maybe even on your own, but it would definitely be more fun with friends because it's kind of like a survival like thingy. But when you experience the end of the story, it's very like, what the heck is this? So apparently the second one has a very mind-bendy sci-fi twist, even more twisty than the first game.
Should I see the first one through? Because I probably put like 15 hours into it.
Yeah,
I
at
felt like
least-
I wasn't making progress and I fell off. But
At least just do like the main story things. A lot of our fun that we got was me and like 3 other people just like making forts and stuff, and then at night all the cannibals come and break down your walls and set stuff on fire, and so that's most of the fun of the game. But the story is actually kind of cool to see through, but you know,
Okay.
it is like I think it came out in 2016 or 17 or around there.
it's a bit older at this point.
So yeah, it was crusty when it came out, so it's going to be double crust. There's 2 layers of crust.
It's like a
on
pie
this.
now, just full
Yeah.
of crust.
So I would, do that. Maybe skip the second game.
Okay.
But I can't even speak to that because we only played that like 4 times and we were like, yeah, not very great. Okay. Orbitals, which I know that you probably would have been interested in. That's the co-op retro anime aesthetic
Oh,
game,
yeah.
like split screen type of thing. It
Mhm.
was like very 90s anime.
Animated on like that super weird frame rate, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Oh.
looked fun.
Yeah, I really just want to know more about it, but everything from that they showed, which was like you said, those anime cutscenes and then the split screen gameplay itself.
Anyway, that looked like a really fun co-op game, and it seems like those are becoming more popular, like prioritizing couch co-op, even though you might be able to play online with it. Can you play online with like Split Fiction and No Way or A
It
Way
Takes
Out?
Two.
Yeah, It Takes Two. What was the first one they did? A Way Out?
A Way
A Way
Out.
Out,
And then
yeah.
they did Brothers Tale of Two Sons as well, which is a
Oh,
similar thing.
Right. Those
Um,
have to be local co-op,
I
right?
think you can play Split Fiction online, which is a game that got nothing.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, I
last
was gonna
night.
say that
And I
was-
think it's way better than It Takes Two as well.
Yeah, I did not know
I had a
that game.
really fun time with Split Fiction.
Joseph Fares did not make an appearance.
He was there when
what?
Expedition 1, he was sitting behind them. And he like got up
Give
and
him
like
the finger.
yeah.
runs
I
up on
mean-
stage. Fuck these guys.
I mean, for him to have won Game of the Year with It Takes Two, he got all the luck out of that one. It's
Yeah,
like he
he's-
should never win again.
He's
after
gotten enough
that.
screen time at
Yeah.
the Game Awards, in my opinion. Okay. That dude needs
When
to
his
chill.
best game was Split Fiction and
Yeah.
nothing.
Did anybody else find it funny when the Warframe girls came out and they were talking about Warframe and stuff, and then they're like, here's a trailer from Living Legend, and for some reason I was joking saying it was going to be Al Pacino because he was there that one time and he didn't know where he was, and they bring out Werner Herzog is in the trailer.
I was I had to ask. I was like, that's Werner, right?
I was like, what is happening? He's like, you will play the Warframe and you will have a crazy good time and like having a really intense monologue about Warframe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
That was
anyone who has ever played Warframe.
I played it.
Like a good amount?
I played it back when it was like in 2016, probably, like around the time it came out.
I think it might have even
fine.
been earlier than that. Like it was like really early PS4.
Yeah, that's when I played.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say because I wasn't really impressed, so I didn't stick with it. But like, I don't know where it's at right now. It's probably cool right now.
Every time I fall off of Destiny, I'm like, maybe now's the time I get into Warframe, and then I play like 2 hours. I'm like, this is so dense. I do not know what to do. The gameplay, like the moment to moment, always seems fun.
Yeah,
But
like
it's just
being
like everything around it is.
fast action ninja space combat is cool. It was fine enough, but like, yeah, I don't know. I just didn't get deep enough into the game. So
I'm
I
sure
can't
it has a really, really tight fan base that
Yes.
only plays
yeah.
Warframe. And then it's hard to jump in now.
Mm-hmm.
speak. Speaking of super tight fan base,
Five Nights at Freddy's.
no. Bring it back to Markiplier. No. The best trailer of the night, in my opinion, was for a game that only me and Mitch care about, Lords of the Fallen 2.
The third game in the
I
series.
thought it was going to be Lords of the Fallen 3, but it is Lords of the Fallen 2.
The trailer for Lords of the Fallen 2 made me be like, all right, I think I'm going to play Lords of the Fallen.
Dude, that was such a good trailer. And so the first game I did not play because it's famously very bad and nobody liked it. Like, nobody liked it.
Mhm.
And then they came out with the second game and they launched it in a terrible state and nobody liked it. But I currently, right now, am playing it with Mitch co-op,
Mm-hmm.
and it is so much fun. It is basically just the most obvious Dark Souls 3 clone you've ever played in your life. Like, the frame data and the animations are ripped from that game.
Mm-hmm.
But it does do something cool where they did not market the game well at all. But like, the game is, you're playing Dark Souls 3, just
Yep.
imagine that. You have a lamp, and when you shine your lamp, it's like a spotlight, and it shows like the Nether Realm, which is called something, I don't know. Where it shows like another world that's layered on top of the regular world, so you can activate spooky mode, which just puts you in that other world. So like, when you're in that other world, there are like platforms that appear that aren't there when you're playing through the regular game. So there's basically like two. It's not super dense, but it is enough to be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like two worlds that are stacked up on top of each other, and when you're in spooky world, enemies are more dangerous, and there's other enemies that spawn and some other stuff, and some cool things like your souls multiplier will be increasing the longer that you're in it, but the longer that you're in it, enemies get stronger, and when you reach ×3, a super strong stalker enemy will come out and try and kill you. So there's like cool, interesting things like that, aside from it being a Dark Souls 3 clone.
Mm-hmm.
So
I had no idea that was a aspect of the game at
Me
all. I
neither.
thought it was
Right.
just
they
more of their first game, which was just shameless Dark Souls.
right. It is definitely still a shameless Dark Souls ripoff, but they
It's
do have
good.
that other thing that I don't think adequately put in their marketing
Mhm.
enough to show that it's like two things on top of each other.
Which is interesting because the one game I have put a substantial amount of time into by them was The Surge, which is their like sci-fi.
I didn't know they made that, because I tried that
Yep.
one too.
Mm-hmm. And that one, I had a ton of fun with that one. But obviously, when it was released, a lot of people were just like, "Well, that just looks like sci-fi Dark Souls." But
Yes.
that one, they did kind of try to spotlight their other mechanics. 'Cause, like in that
Yeah,
one,
you
if
had like
you're-
chips that you put into yourself too.
Yeah, you can target like separate limbs of different enemies. So
Yeah.
if you're looking for like a specific weapon, this enemy has it, then you just target that arm, and that
Yep.
has a higher chance to drop. And
Yep.
like that one's really cool.
They made a sequel to that too,
Yeah.
right? Surge 2.
Yes.
Did they?
Yeah.
There's a sequel to The Surge?
Yes.
Yeah. Surge 2.
Yes, there is.
Pre-order now.
No, that came out.
That's
a long time
released?
ago.
Yeah, I know.
That
It's
came
been
out
out for like
long-
8 years.
I don't know what the reception is on that, but with Lords of the Fallen, they were like, we gotta just get it right. And it's so funny that they keep like reinventing the game. Like, they are like forgetting that the first game even came out. And Graham didn't even know that the Surge 2 came out.
I didn't know there was a second one. What?
Yeah, put it on your list,
I didn't
dude.
play that one by accident, right? No, I've been playing the first one. All right, cool. I have
So,
some.
yeah, there you go.
Why wasn't that announced last night?
But yeah, Lords of the Fallen,
It's still out.
Lords of the Fallen 2, which is actually now Lords of the Fallen 1, because now Lords of the Fallen 2 is Lords of the Fallen 2. I think the first Lords of the Fallen is called The Lords
Yes,
of the
it is.
Fallen.
Yeah.
So now this one's called Lords of the Fallen, which replaces the Lords of the Fallen. And now there's Lords of the Fallen 2, which is a third Lords of the Fallen game, but is a sequel to the second game, which is now the first game.
I can't wait for Surge and Surge 2.
Yeah.
I can wait for the Surge 4.
So Lords of the Fallen 2, they're playing Ghost in the trailer. It's a Sin, which Jasmine and I love that band. And she heard it before I did. It's like, this is Ghost. I'm like, what? So awesome trailer, super stylish. I love the end of it when Lords of the Fallen man has a chain and he's doing like a finisher, like sawing through a dude's head. Like, by far my favorite trailer of the night.
That was awesome. That was like, all right, I'll play Lords of the Fallen now.
Yes.
I was surprised when it was Lords of the Fallen. So like, this looks really cool. And then
this looks too cool.
I was like, oh, what? It's like, I heard bad things about the first one and okay things about the second one.
Yeah, the second one launched really bad, but they've had like a bunch of updates. They No Man's Skied it. So it's fun right now. It's like a 7, maybe an 8 out of 10, but mostly a 7 out of 10. But if you play Dark Souls co-op, you know that that's a fun time, and the matchmaking is way easier than Dark Souls is anyway. So that is a great game. I think everybody should play that.
I probably will check that one out now. Let me start with something I wrote down that I think we passed chronologically. Stupid Never Dies.
Oh
yes, I thought it was Lollipop Chainsaw at first.
What is that? What is that skateboard?
Let It Die.
Okay, yeah. So at first I thought it was that based on the art style of it.
Yeah. So as I was watching it, I thought the same two things. I thought it was related to either Let It Die or some sort of Lollipop Chainsaw, because those both have projects in the works right now. I thought it was somehow tied to one of those. No. I don't know why they chose to market it the way they did, because they spent most of their screen time with that weird animated music video that really wasn't good.
I skipped.
I fast forwarded.
Eventually,
I was
I'm like still
gameplay?
going.
No, okay.
Again, I didn't have that luxury. I had to sit there for Geoff's whole funhouse. But once it got past the kind of cringy music part, they started showing some gameplay. I was like, that looks interesting, and I wanted to know more about it. So I did a little bit of digging. The studio behind this game, which I didn't write down, it is, I think, their first game, but they're made of a lot of ex-Capcom developers, specifically DMC, Dragon's Dogma, and Resident Evil team members. So they're doing this new, weird, poppy, third-person action game.
Sure.
So
why not?
If it's at all on any sort of caliber of any of the Devil May Cries, I'm probably going to be in pretty... not day one, but it's on my radar now.
Yeah, Graham, you and I don't buy games day one. We don't.
I buy a lot of games on day one, unfortunately.
I buy games on a day 366.
I buy games on November, the third Friday in November. I buy games.
That's right.
I wait for my library to have the game, and then I rent the game.
I am definitely going to be getting into that. But I still play games that are like 2 to 3 years old anyway, and try and buy them cheap for the collection usually.
Let me tell you, just starting to get games from the library, I've played more games that came out this year than I did last year.
Yeah.
Because I've had the chance to play Yotei. I've played
My
Borderlands. My toy. The
Yotei.
Yeah.
I played Borderlands 4, which I never would have bought out of the gate, but I
forgot that came out.
I know. It also got snubbed at the Game Awards.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
it was a shame.
Maybe I don't doubt that that's probably an all right game. I'm assuming
it's the most fun I've had with a Borderlands game so far.
Sure.
At least playing solo.
It just seems very unremarkable.
Yeah,
like it's not going to do anything interesting.
He was trying to do everything in his power to ruin that game's PR. So.
I know. They got to just cut Randy loose, please.
I don't think they can, because he owns most of Gearbox.
I know. I know that they can't, but I want them to.
Let Duke free.
No, he's not.
Let somebody have him. Give it to like Naughty Dog. Make a Duke Nukem Naughty Dog game.
No, I don't want. Neil's got his hands.
Neil could do something like he's like self awakens, and the way he looks at women, he's like, I wasn't right.
I don't know that. I don't know that this is a very unique take, because it's not. But like, I'm kind of over the Neil hype train. I'm kind of just over seeing him.
I don't care at all about Intergalactic.
I mean, I'm sure that'll be good to some extent. It's just like, why does he have to be the creative director of literally every single game that they put out now? It's like, all the games feel the same. Like they have the same vibe and the same mood and the same attitude. It's
for the
like
last 12 years.
Yeah, I mean,
even
well,
Uncharted,
even though it's
when
like
he took Uncharted 4, like
right, Uncharted
just
4,
such like overly cinematic feel, like trying to be like Oscar baity.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think
Game Award baity.
Yeah, he should have. Yeah, he should have just gone into film and television instead of.
Well, he did. He made the last one.
Yeah, right.
And then he's stepping away for season 3 because season 2 was received so poorly, and it's still won Best Adaptation. I would have loved if the Minecraft movie won.
That's what I was. My fingers were crossed. Please.
Saros.
Yeah, the Returnal guys,
Right.
Supermassive.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So I think
Or Housemarque.
Housemarque. So I think that's still in the Returnal universe. I believe. I will stand by my opinion that I think Returnal is unfortunately hindered by being a roguelike. On paper, it sounds really good, but I think it would have been a lot better differently. I don't know if this game still is roguelike. It probably will be. But Returnal has my favorite third-person shooter combat of any game ever.
Mm-hmm.
It just feels so good. So this looks to be like just more of that. So I'm sure that game's going to be awesome. So I'm looking forward to that one. I play games very slowly and safely, so I did not.
Didn't you
die.
like not die or something?
I did not
remember.
die. So like I only died like when I started Act 1 and I was trying the game out and I didn't know how to play it. I died one time, and then I started Act 2 and I was just goofing around, and then I died another time. So those are the only 2 times I died in the game, and the whole point is like that you're finding your corpses throughout the game and being like, oh man, and when I was here, and then I remember this, and like it was all. Yeah, so I guess
I'm so good.
No, it's
because
because I play very safely with like Dark Souls games and all that stuff, and I play very slowly. And the game doesn't really want you to do that. It wants you to just run real fast and do this stuff. So like I was like, oh, there was a teeny tiny little health pack in the very beginning of the level that I have to walk 15 minutes to get to. It's like, well, I'm gonna go get that.
It's free health.
Right. So I would do stuff like that, and they don't really want you to do that. So I ruined that experience for myself. But anyway, that's besides the point. Saros looks good.
Oh, one more thing that we definitely passed by then. Gang of Dragons.
Oh, is that the
not Yakuza game
right.
by the Yakuza director?
Yes. Okay, because I was wondering.
Yeah, that looks really weird.
Not just the Yakuza director, also the director of Super Monkey Ball.
That's what I needed to know. Thank you. Mm-hmm. So, did he leave the Yakuza studio?
Yeah, he has his own studio now. I think it's just named after him. His name is Toshihiro Nagoshi.
Okay.
Yeah, Nagoshi Studios is where he's working now.
Yeah, because I was going to say, like, this doesn't look like Yakuza, but I'm getting Yakuza vibes. Mm-hmm. And this is not the other Yakuza game. Well, like a Dragon game.
Yeah, this isn't the Judgment series.
So there's also another Like a Dragon adjacent universe game that's being developed that's in like 60s Japan that kind of has the same aesthetic. So at first I thought it was that, but I could tell it wasn't. So this is totally new, unrelated thing, but it's probably going to have very similar vibes and gameplay.
Yeah, it looks like he's just doing his own take of Yakuza again, which I've played 3. Yeah, 3. I've played 0, 1, and 2, Kiwami, all the remakes, and it's a really fun series. I'm excited to play the rest of them now, but it's a 9 series long game, so there's a lot of
that's the problem
stuff
for me.
In there, as it's very hard for telling people to like, yeah, it's a great game, you should play it. It's very impenetrable. And
it's hard to approach.
Yeah.
With 9 games.
And like, where do you start? I guess 0 Kiwami.
Yeah, most people say 0, but then it's like, where do you go from there? Should you go them all numerically or just pick and
once
choose?
You
but
hit the end of the remakes, like I would imagine that's a huge drop off to the next one. Because you're playing like, the new versions, and then you're like 2007 or whenever 4 was.
Yeah, and they make like 1 to 2 a year. So it's like, dude, I just can't. I do want to play because I see, like, it reminds me of, what is the Dreamcast?
Shenmue.
Yes, reminds me of Shenmue a lot. I don't know if they're related in any way, but like just where it's like day-to-day silly things that you can go do and like GTA-esque stuff.
Yeah,
like
there's
that.
definitely shared DNA, especially with both of them being Sega franchises.
Yeah.
But that's one thing I wanted to mention is that Yakuza has a very interesting tone because on its face, it's mostly a pretty straightforward Yakuza crime drama series with action game elements. But then you also just have this whole basically open world. It's like 3 or 4 city blocks in every game that you just get to explore this I've seen people compare it to like digital tourism. Like once you get past like the opening chapter of Yakuza, if you just want to dick around and play the crane game and like go to karaoke bars, you can put like 20, 30 hours into just that. And each of these like little mini games and these little side stories all have like, for the most part, fully fleshed out mechanics. Like there's this arcade game card trading like bug combat system in the second game that's like,
what?
That could have been like it's a series on its own or like a standalone game. It's like, no, it's just in there to do it on the side if you want, or you can just ignore it completely.
That's fun probably for the developers too, to have just like an excuse to be like, we have this little game idea and you can just throw it into a Yakuza game and it'll just work.
Mm-hmm. And as much as I love the stuff like that, like Yakuza it's so interesting how these two sides of the coin live in this one series, this one game. That said, I does sometimes take away from like just the straight crime drama of it. So I'm curious if with this new studio and this new series, if they're going to try and incorporate those kind of lighter moments, or if this is going to be more.
Well, the trailer was pretty like serious in tone.
Either way they decide to go, I'm still very curious to see what happens.
Yeah,
but
it does look cool.
If they do try and keep it more like grounded and more focused on the crime, focused on the drama aspects, I would not be opposed to that either.
Phantom Blade 0.
Is there a Phantom Blade 1 or is that just the name of it?
That's just what it's called.
Okay.
That
was probably the coolest game for me.
Yeah, that game still looks sick. I think they showed a little more combat of it. What did you say?
I hate the name.
Yeah, I know. It's very stupid.
It's a very
it's like
modern video
placeholder
game.
Yes.
Name.
Watching that, I'm like, that is exactly what I want. Like that super fast paced, like second to second combat where every parry, every dodge matters.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's what I want.
It is one of those games where the animations are so good that from a design perspective, because like you see all animations through and there's like no canceling, like when you're in the mid swing and you press circle to roll or whatever, it is a new animation. Like everything looked cinematic and like tied together. So I wonder if it's going to be sluggish feeling and very slow feeling because they want the animations to go through their entire cycle to make it look good, but makes it
play not good.
Right.
Yeah.
It looks like it plays good. So I think I'm going to be wrong in that regard. A lot of like Souls, like adjacent combat games, I feel like are coming out every single year, like third person, especially like Japanese or like Asian culture stuff is coming out a lot more frequently now.
Definitely seems to be like the standard blueprint for like a third person action game in the modern era.
Yeah.
Which I'm not opposed to. I love the Souls formula, but it is kind of feeling a little not like oversaturated, but like it's getting to that point where like people complain about like superhero fatigue after all of these Marvel movies.
Yeah,
I think we're approaching that point with like the Souls formula.
Yes.
Or
at least with a very specifically, you have Wuchang Fallen Feathers, you have Wolong something
Fallen Dynasty.
You have
Black Myth
Wukong, and those are all names that are just funny because they sound the same, but they're all in the exact same genre in the same kind of game. So, especially with that example, it's like if we're mixing them up, like just general consumers are like, wait, what was that one game with the person with the sword?
I thought that came out already.
Yeah,
I played that one.
Yeah, right. So,
and as far as games that got snubbed this year, mentioning Wuchang Fallen Feathers, that's my second favorite Souls-like game ever. It's so good. And
that's a very mixed review game.
I know. I don't understand why. I think the thing that I've seen is the difficulty is like weird, like very mixed as you go along. Like, not to brag. Final boss I beat on my second try.
I was bragging with Returnal earlier too. So.
Like, but then there's some bosses that it was like I was stuck for 2 hours just nonstop fighting over and over.
Well,
and over
maybe
and over
that's
again.
maybe that's the complaint is that it's very imbalanced.
There are
difficulty.
There's one skill check boss for sure about like
the Ornstein and Smo,
where it was like if you can't figure out parrying, you're done. Like at this one or. It was either there's one game mechanic. If you don't know how to do it now, you cannot play this game anymore. And I think that's where a lot of people probably stopped.
Yeah.
But if you get past that and you figure it out, I thought it was a fantastic game. And like, I loved the skill tree because normally now when I see skill trees as a 30-year-old man, I'm like, here we go again. How many of these do I have to fill out? But what I love about it is you can acquire nodes and just disable them as much as you want. So like, oh, I want to respec completely right now. There's no like in Dark Souls, I have to use an item or go do a special thing to like reset. It's like total experimentation whenever you want to. And I had such a blast playing through that game. So seeing the backlogged score of like 2.9 or something, I have no idea what people have to say about that game that's negative. The only game that's Souls-like that I like more is Lies of P. So I don't know.
Having finally started playing that one is so good too.
I still haven't played it.
Lies of P is one of my favorite games.
Instead
ever.
of playing Lies of P, I'm playing Lords of the Fallen.
Yeah, that's your problem.
Okay, it's still fun, dude.
It's not as good as Lies of P. I can tell you that without playing it.
Probably not, but it is a silly, fun co-op Dark Souls game, and I will enjoy anything that lets me play co-op Dark Souls.
You could say every word about that except co-op, and that's Lies of P. Unfortunately,
it's not co-op.
No.
Ooh.
You got to get good.
Sorry,
See?
buddy.
No one's carrying you.
Yeah, you got to beat it yourself.
Dark Souls with co-op, at least now that I'm a trained professional in Dark Souls genre, that's not what the co-op is for me. It's just like we are just goofing around basically the whole time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
For some reason, like Dark Souls tries to be like this dark gothic thing, and for some reason it is like the goofiest like co-op experience you can have. I don't know why it is like that. Maybe it's because it tries so hard to be like very dour and all this stuff, so it's just like you can be goofy with some stuff like that.
Yeah, as soon as you give a couple dipshits control of your super brooding dark character, they're gonna
You start like
run
shaking your
around,
shields around.
Yes, like just
T-posing at everyone.
right, yeah. So it just
yelling
ends up
like
being
in
like that.
Bloodborne.
Actually, while we're talking about co-op Dark Souls, this is relevant to the Game Awards because
Yes.
it got snubbed. Elden Ring Nightreign was
Yeah.
nominated for one thing and
Yeah.
didn't win. That's probably fine, actually.
Like,
What?
oh no.
Was it best multiplayer? It had to have been, or no, action combat or action.
It was nominated for best multiplayer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Maybe
I don't
that's
think
what
it,
was.
like I said, I don't think it won anything.
No.
Arc Raiders won that, right?
I think so.
Best multiplayer.
Yeah, that's very
and from
popular
what
right
I
now.
hear, that's deserved. I haven't played it, but everybody says it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
That's
it
what
weren't
they
for
say.
the AI voices, it'd probably be a good game.
Oh, that's right.
Wow.
I played the beta because I didn't have to pay for it, but it was fun from what I played. But again, I'm such a staunch anti-AI person that
Is
I will
it not free to
touch it.
play?
No, $40.
What?
Mm-hmm.
That's what killed Lawbreakers. Remember that one?
That had a
There's
lot
a few
more.
things that I think killed Lawbreakers.
What's
Because you
his-
see, while Arc Raider has its problems, from what I can tell, the people like playing it,
Yeah,
which is
yes.
important for video games.
I watched the Chromecast video about Lawbreakers like a few weeks ago, and I'm like, that looks fun. What happened?
What's his
Looks
name?
cool.
Dude.
Cliff Blazinski.
Yes. Right.
Cliffy B.
Yeah, he's like, he comes out on stage, I want to make another $1 billion IP. And then Lawbreakers immediately shut down.
Nice, good
Not
job.
almost like Concord, but not as bad.
Geoff comes on stage and he says, "We've got a long-awaited franchise that's returning." So
I was like, Returnal?
yeah, so of course it's like, what is going on? So they had the orchestra out doing more Capcom, which was revealed after, obviously. But I did recognize that it was going to be Mega Man because they were playing the Dr. Wily theme with this awesome orchestral arrangement, which was super cool. And then they show the Blue Bomber, which is cool. And then they show the gameplay. And it's Mega Man. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't really care about Mega Man.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
But it was super cool.
I think it was overhyped. Like, we're
People like
bringing
Mega
it
Man.
back.
People like Mega Man.
I had my hopes up for something else. When he's
Did
like,
you think it was
the-
going to be something else when they showed that was in like a sci-fi hallway?
No, like when he was just saying
Bloodborne?
like, oh, it's of course. I'm
like
always
Force
like,
3.
is this the time? But no, I was just I don't know what I was hoping for, but not Mega Man.
After the Mega Man reveal, more third-person Souls Japanese combat with Neo 3.
Yep.
I am extremely excited for that one. That's going to be awesome. I know it's probably just me that cares, but
Yep.
very cool. Okay, so
Happy for you and the Mega Man
thank
fans.
you.
Mhm.
So the one last thing before the game of the year was Respawn's new game Highguard. So I don't think it's Respawn though. It's people from Respawn, isn't it? Or is it Respawn that's making it? Because it said
I
from
think
the
it's people from Respawn.
right. Because they said
Oh,
from the
okay.
creators of Titanfall and what's the
Apex
Apex.
Legends.
yeah
Okay,
um,
I just assumed it was
right.
Respawn.
So I think it's people that left that and.
okay.
I don't really get excited for multiplayer games, but I think this one actually looks really cool and really fun.
I was very excited when they said it was launching next month.
Yes,
That's very cool.
yeah.
Because like when I saw it, I was like, "Is that launching tonight? 'Cause if it is, I'll go play it right now."
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about it, but it's compelling, especially in these past few years where we've had just onslaught of multiplayer games.
Yes.
Like with Concord and Lawbreakers.
Yeah,
That's
like
a bit
the
older,
greats.
but
hero shooters and extraction shooters, and
Mhm.
at least this one is like a medieval shooter.
Ish, yeah, you're on a horse at least.
yeah.
It's-
You have,
With complete,
like the-
it looks like completely destructible environments
yes,
too.
yeah. So you got that. You have hero elements because he was using an ult at one
Yeah.
point.
Mhm.
Horses, destructible environments, like a giant tank thingy. I'm assuming that's probably related to the game mode, whatever it is. And the art style is really colorful and cool. And there's not a whole lot of like medieval stuff. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that, but there's definitely not like medieval crossover with like guns and things like
Mhm.
that, unless you talk about like some Warhammer-esque stuff, which is kind of
Warhammer
like
Yeah.
40K Total
Oh,
War.
They were there
Yeah.
last night. Yeah.
that. Yeah,
David Harbour was there.
yeah, David
Yeah.
Harbour was there. I was like, "What are you doing
He
here?"
This is a
seems-
strange
He
thing.
seemed super drunk.
I thought he was very
He was good.
excited. I thought he was very cute on stage. There was somebody that was really not good. That was Mila Jovovich.
Yeah, oh my
came out.
God.
After
She
the-
came out. And first of all, I thought at least somebody, Geoff, would say like, "Hey, that's the lady from Resident Evil. You know, she's not just, you know, the other things that she's here for." But she was very like not great.
And someone
on
yelled
stage.
up. She's like, "What game do you want it to be?"
Yes, like what are you talking? Yeah, if anybody was drunk, it might have been her. Yeah, and then David Harbour came out immediately after, and like he was actually like trained and presented.
He did at least, seem excited about it, which apparently he is a Warhammer fan.
Yeah,
I feel like Highguard was. I don't feel like that was a great one last thing.
Yeah, definitely. As much as I'm personally interested in the game, terrible game to end the show on.
Oh,
The only thing that could redeem it would be that it comes out next month. Other than
Mhm. Yes.
that, like Divinity makes such more sense as the one last thing, especially when the monolith thing was a whole.
it has to do probably with who paid for what slot. Like the one last thing slot was probably this dollar amount.
So sad. Like, I don't know. There were things that would have fit better. And imagine one more thing, Half-Life 3, Steam Machine launch date.
That's one where they could just have like the words Half-Life 3 on the screen and like save millions of
And that's the
dollars.
thing with Valve, like they could literally update the store like on Steam
Yeah.
and just be like Half-Life 3 comes out tomorrow. And like that's all they'd have to do and
Right.
it would
Yeah, save
a
be
lot
of
the
money.
most
Gabe
hype
could
thing
just-
ever.
Update his Facebook and be like, "Yeah, it's tomorrow."
Yeah, he'll
and
be at-
everyone would
Yeah.
know.
He's
Just
on his
say
yacht
tomorrow.
He's on his yacht getting his feet rubbed like in the sun, just like tick, 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 tick. Click update. There we go.
He's like, "Yeah, I need more billions. It's time."
Where are my billions?
He literally
Touch my billions.
He literally is a billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
The orchestra in the end, they're always so good. I love that medley, and
Mhm. That might be my favorite part of the Game Awards.
it
every
is
year.
always so good. In the Game Awards like theme song that they do at the beginning and the end of the medley
Mhm.
is always
and
so
it
cool.
starts the same every year. Like
Yes.
you know that and then it leads into the first song. I think 2023 is still my favorite because it was like every game that was nominated I loved.
Yeah.
So it was like nothing was a down moment.
So
for me
I only recognized Expedition 33 when they did that part, which was obviously awesome.
Mhm.
But that's the only thing I knew. So there was that. But when they did DK,
that was
and
cool.
lady comes out and she's dressed as Pauline, which is cute. And was singing, I guess, a song that's in the game because I haven't played it yet. So that was cute and cool that they did that.
Mhm.
And Flute Guy. Oh, one thing about Flute Guy.
He's playing with a pipe.
Yeah, so like every time they
PVC
cut to him,
pipe.
every time they cut to him, he's sweating bullets and he's going crazy. And he's using this thing right here. And then they cut back to him. He's got like a little teeny tiny one that's in his mouth. And they cut back and he's got like PVC pipes. And then another one where it's like a huge metal like
contrabass flute or whatever that was.
like every single time he had something crazy and different.
That's so funny.
I would see the guy with the glass trumpet either.
Yeah, I
yeah.
was like, what is that?
Right? I was like, that's got to be awful to clean. I've seen trumpets get played. There's so much spit
So
in there.
much
You want
spit.
that translucent?
Yeah, right. So you can see this bed. The orchestra was awesome.
Mhm.
Always awesome.
Mhm.
Always a highlight.
So, of course, Expedition 33 wins. Those guys, the devs are all cool at Sandfall, and they're all wearing the baguette costumes from the game.
Setting French stereotypes back 10 years.
Yes,
just from that appearance alone.
But very cool. I loved when Astrobot, creative director, presented, and he's French too, so he said "Mon ami expedition ce soir" or whatever.
And I loved when they won and they were all standing in the crowd, just like hugging and crying
Yes.
before they went up on stage.
Yeah, that was cool.
Just like, because that team is so much smaller than most games that we play now that they probably actually are really close with each other. Where like Call of Duty, it's like, oh, that I don't know that guy down the hallway.
Yes.
He's one of 1,000.
Yes, right.
But so awesome to see a team so close like that.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
totally deserved.
And like a total success story of breaking off from, I think it was a lot of ex-Ubisoft, is my understanding.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That just like breaking away from making the same game over and over and over again, and then they get to make something actually special, and it pays off and wins Game of the Year.
Yeah.
And is so universally loved.
Not just Game of the Year, it sweeps and it set a record for most games won in or most awards won in a single year.
It was recognized for being the most nominated game, but then subsequently is the most awards.
Mm-hmm. Which is, again, it's really cool because that's the closest thing we have to any sort of AA representation. Well, no, we had Silksong there too, but
true. Well, that's definitely
Balatro was nominated for Game of the Year last year.
Yeah, and that's one dude. And Team Cherry is literally 3 people for Hollow Knight.
But you don't usually see them dominating the awards like Player Obscure did this year.
Right.
Like they'll usually get like either their indie spots or like the Game of the Year spot, and then like maybe 1 or 2 more. But just seeing Player Obscure sweep was I was like seeing that coming from a small studio.
Yes, so I'm hoping it probably won't, but I'm hoping that kind of sets a new precedent for. Like, I hope that the greedy, filthy executives see, it's like, well, wait a minute. They only spent $10 million on their game and they, got this amount of sales and this amount of recognition. So hopefully that turns the tide because, I like my games, being grand and have good graphics and stuff like anybody, but like, that matters so much less to me nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I do not like them advertising the game. Like, it's got this many graphics. It's got this many
7 graphics.
It's got this many ray tracings. It's like, I don't want to sound like an old grandpa because of course that stuff is cool and great. And I love when games look good, but like, if you're going to spend an extra this many years and this many millions to accomplish those goals instead of just focusing on the other things. And I'm not saying anything new here, but hopefully Expedition 33, which is a very good looking Unreal Engine 5 game. It's not amazing or whatever. The art design carries that game a lot as far as the graphics are concerned. So hopefully this kind of translates to executives being like, maybe we don't have to spend 8 years on the sequel. Maybe we can make it bring down the pixel count a little bit and push it out in 4 years.
Yeah, just focus on making it a good game first. And
yeah, who would have thunk?
Hopefully it doesn't do the opposite where execs are like, why are we spending so much to get such critical slamming like Black Ops 7?
Yeah.
Like we don't need as many people to make these games and do layoffs and do like we should be able to do what they did with like less time, less talent as in less employees.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what I would hope would not be the result of that either.
So thanks a lot, Sandfall devs.
You ruined it again. You ruined everything. First you're Ubisoft, now you kill off all these studios.
Thanks a lot, you jerks.
With your good game.
No, I think that I'm hoping, maybe naively, that it'll have some positive effect, especially because indie games are it's easier to make a game. It's easier to make like an indie game nowadays than it ever was. But subsequently, like AAA games now take way longer than they used to. So, there's like 2 sides to that. So I don't know. Maybe there will be some balance, or maybe big games are always going to be big games. And
I think, unfortunately for the time being, at least in the AAA space, we're going to keep seeing kind of business as usual, as long as especially like venture capitalism is such a driving force with all these acquisitions.
Well, yes.
I also made a joke earlier about Netflix trying to buy Warner Bros. And like Netflix has a game division they just like entirely liquidated or something.
Yeah,
recently.
Amazon's done that too, where they have a studio. Yeah, you're working on a Lord of the Rings game, and it's like, okay, now you're not, and now you don't exist, and now you're all fired. Bye.
Mm-hmm. So like
Amazon's involved in Tomb Raider too.
Yes.
Did you see that?
Yeah, that was weird to see. Yeah, Amazon. I think owns some of Crystal Dynamics, or maybe they own whoever owns Crystal Dynamics that we were talking
Crafton?
about. Yeah, I don't know. But Amazon Games was attached to.
I missed that.
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't like it.
To your point, though, I do think as long as the indie scene and the double A scene continues to thrive to at least some degree, which they're apparently doing something. Seeing is, I mean, the Game Awards we just saw with Player Obscure being nominated and then winning all those awards.
Right. So
there is a space.
Yeah. So you're not saying that like AAA is ever going to change, but there's just going to be new players in the game.
Yeah. AAA is not going to change in the near future. I don't think it'll take a drastic change. To get these. Really, it's the executives in charge of the money that.
What it's going to take is a indie or AA Call of Duty competitor to bring down the sales a little bit. That's what it's going to take. It's somebody to come into the Call of Duty space and take away from that.
At some point, the bubble will burst where companies are spending so much money on these super huge games and the returns just aren't there anymore that they are going to have to. And unfortunately, they usually do that with layoffs. They do that with studio closures and things that a game, let's say like God of War Ragnarok, that probably cost $100 billion to make. It's like, how do they make that money back eventually? Like, how many copies do they have to sell?
That might be a special case because that is very much a Sony product. So, but then again, Call of Duty is now an Xbox product. But
that eventually it has to hit a point.
Where it's like we're no longer making money with how much we're spending on it.
So, and I don't think we're far off from that point. With how much some games are in development for 10 years. Yeah. With these huge development teams.
Yeah, imagine being a developer and just going to work and like working on like the same assets for the same project for
a decade.
Right.
If not a decade.
And then it gets canceled.
Yes.
Like Perfect Dark.
Right.
And Concord, which was in development for like 7 or 8 years, right?
Yes. Right.
And it was out for 2 weeks.
That's sad too for the devs because their portfolio, like I don't know how it is in the industry, but I hope it's not like where you don't get taken seriously or your work means less because you worked on a project that wasn't successful. Like it's not you designing those assets for that game or whatever, or the environments or whatever it is. It's like because it was for Concord, does your resume get pushed to the side more than somebody that worked on God of War Ragnarok?
I doubt that hiring managers in that space are like, oh, because I worked on Concord, not pass. Because like,
I would hope not.
Whatever you say about the game, like there is still some sort of art direction. Like the assets in the game are still well made and meaningfully crafted. So like,
sure, you
can still show that off independent of the greater context of Concord.
As far as Bloodborne is concerned, because we always talk about it, this was their last chance to at least tie it in with the 10-year anniversary. To be like 10-year anniversary of 2015 to 2025, we announce a thing that's coming in 2027. Like this was their last chance to like sneak it in there if they were going to tie it in. So they didn't. So
they don't care.
I guess we'll never know. We will literally never know why. There is no
I would love if in like 10 years there is like this is why
an expose.
The obvious thing of doing something with Bloodborne never happened.
I think,
and it's probably a stupid, boring reason.
Yeah.
I think I know the reason. I think it's because it's a Sony property. FromSoft they're mostly a multi-platform developer now.
Yeah.
Right when Bloodborne still being developed, they're just off the success of the first Dark Souls. That was still kind of it. They were still working on Dark Souls 2 at the time, and then Bloodborne simultaneously.
Well, so Bloodborne is part of the Sony 3-game deal that they had with From.
Yeah, and I think since they fulfilled that obligation and now they're just a giant in the industry, I think that they don't really have a desire to go back.
Yes,
and
I think it's less of a Sony problem and more of a FromSoft problem. That they just don't care to do it. But then it brings up the question if it is like a Sony property or if it's a joint ownership thing. If it's a Sony property, why don't they just get Blue Point to do
that's
the thing?
What I was
do a
gonna
remake
say.
Or something.
Right.
At the very least.
So that's what I'm saying. Like we'll always talk in circles with it. We'll literally never know. There has to be some. There's got to be some secret, but we will literally never know.
Yeah, there's some blackmail going on there. Like you cannot do this. This is mine.
Miyazaki has like, who's the Sony man?
Has
now?
pictures of Shota Yoshida.
Yes, it has nudes of Shota Yoshida. It doesn't even work there anymore. So
How much power he has, though.
that's right. He's got
Doesn't
some
work there, he
pull.
still says you
That's
can't
why it
release
doesn't work there anymore.
Yeah, he's
It
like,
was getting too close to happening.
like, I have to leave. Why? Everything's going great. I gotta go.
No.
I gotta go. Please. Miyazaki's around the corner just looking.
Yeah.
He's showing him on his phone. Get out of here. And I think Japan Studio was part of the publishing team for
They were.
Bloodborne.
Bloodborne.
So that's what
It just
Okay.
seems like the answer of Blue Point is just right there. Like just it to remake Bloodborne or something. I don't know.
it's because
talk
of
about this every
it's Miyazaki has nudes of Shuhei Yoshida.
No, that would explain it.
That
The
is what
only
it is.
logical explanation.
That-
Because otherwise,
it's
they're just
gotta-
leaving money on the table.
Yep. Okay. Well, I'm glad we got to the bottom of that.
Mhm.
Good. Okay. Well, then that's the Game Awards. Bros, thank you for joining me. Graham, thanks for coming back on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me back.
This won't be the last time, Ben. This won't be the last time. Thanks for hanging out with us. You heard it here first. Ultra Game Bros. We'll see you later. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Goodbye.